What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name's Bernie, and today we're going to be looking at should the Chicago Bulls draft Deni Avdija in the upcoming NBA draft. Today we're going to be doing an overlook of the Chicago Bulls. We'll be going over a player profile breakdown of Deni Avdija. We'll be comparing him to some of the other draft options that the Chicago Bulls have, and then we'll be looking at the Bulls roster and what it'll look like if they do end up drafting him. Anyways, guys, enjoy the video. The Chicago Bulls finished the 2019-20 season with a record of 22-43. Coming into the draft lottery night, they were originally slotted to pick number 7 at the NBA draft, but got some luck that night and will now be picking number 4 in the draft, which puts them right in the spot to potentially draft Deni Avdija. The Chicago Bulls right now do have a solid young core, and coming back for next year will be Coby White, Zach LaVine, Otto Porter, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter Jr. Before we compare Deni Avdija to the rest of the Chicago Bulls roster, let's first look at who Deni Avdija is. Deni Avdija is a 6'8", 210-pound guard and small forward from Israel. Deni Avdija started playing basketball when he was just 8 years old, and between 2017 and 2019, Deni Avdija led Maccabi to 3 consecutive youth state championships. In 2017, Avdija started his pro career when he signed a deal with Maccabi Tel Aviv. When he made his debut, he was the youngest player in franchise history to ever enter a game at only 16 years and 320 days. In his career, Deni Avdija has dominated almost every single level that he's played at. In 2019, he was the MVP at the NBA All-Stars Basketball Without Borders camp and was also selected to the Next Generation tournament, where he led the tournament in points per game and rebounds and was second in the tournament with assists. Later on in 2019, Avdija also led Israel's U20 national team to a gold medal at the FIBA Europe's U20 Championships, where he also went home with MVP honors. Obviously, Deni Avdija is a fantastic player. That's the reason why he is projected inside the top 5. So let's go over what some of those strengths are looking like. At 6'9", Deni Avdija has some great strength. He's an all-around talented wing who's very versatile and can actually play anywhere between the 2, 3, and the 4. He has elite court vision and is a creative passer. He's a decent shooter who also has a solid step back. He's really good at attacking the rim and is also pretty good at dribbling and creating stuff in the open floor. It's also worth noting that for his size, he's a pretty good rebounder and a versatile, solid defender who can get himself into passing lanes and also block shots. Moving on to some of Avdija's weaknesses, he will need to improve his catch and shoot abilities if he does want to remain a wing. He's good at driving, but he's very right-hand dominant, and overall, he will need to improve his consistency in terms of finishing around the rim. The last thing here is he will need to improve his decision-making, which in the past has caused him to have a sort of high turnover rate. Assuming Edwards, Ball, and Wiseman don't fall down to the Chicago Bulls, there's only 2 other options that I even see the Bulls considering. The first one that we're going to look at is Killian Hayes, the 6'5" point guard from France. In the Euro Cup last year, Killian Hayes averaged 12.8 points per game, 6.2 assists, and 2.3 rebounds. He has a high IQ with good size, he has a great pull-up with an improved step back, and he also has a lot of range from the 3-point shot. He's a good ball handler who can drive to the basket. He's also a good defender who plays a team style of basketball, which can be very transferable to an NBA system. The only other option I could see the Bulls looking at all is Obi Toppin, the 6'9" small forward from Dayton. In 2019, he averaged 20 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1 of each steals and blocks. Obi Toppin was a bit of a late bloomer. He has decent size for his position, but the main thing here is he's extremely athletic. He's a consistent finisher at the rim with a mechanically solid shot. In his college career in 2 seasons, he shot 52% from 3 and 39% from 3. He has a high IQ and he's a hard worker, and out of everybody in the draft, he might have the highest floor. If the Chicago Bulls do end up drafting Deni Avdija in the upcoming draft, my guess would be that he ends up playing small forward, replacing Otto Porter. This would leave the starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls to be Coby White, Zach LaVine, Deni Avdija, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter Jr. Now we've come to the big question of should the Chicago Bulls draft Deni Avdija. In my opinion, the Chicago Bulls' #1 need coming into this draft is a small forward to replace Otto Porter. First, let's take a look at Killian Hayes, one of the other options that I gave before. In my opinion, Deni Avdija makes a lot more sense because he can play the 2, the 3, and the 4, but most importantly, the 3 at small forward where he can replace Otto Porter. Killian Hayes, on the other hand, is a guard. And remember, with Kobe White and Zach LaVine already there, I don't think drafting another guard makes the most sense. The other option that I gave for the Bulls to draft was Obi Toppin, who in fact might have a higher ceiling than Deni Avdija. But there's still 2 reasons that I would pick Avdija instead. The first is that Obi Toppin doesn't have a lot of experience. The Atlantic 10 was not a phenomenal conference, with only Richmond being the other really solid team. Because the March Madness got canceled this year, we never got to see what Obi Toppin could do against these ranked teams. On the flip side, the reason number 2 is Deni Avdija has the experience, and he's proven himself at some pro levels and in a variety of different camps. Therefore, I'm going to say that if he's available and Edwards, Ball, or Wiseman doesn't fall down to the Bulls, I would definitely pick Deni Avdija. If you guys made it to this point in the video, thank you. If you guys are a Chicago Bulls fan or an NBA fan, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed today's content, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below as well. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.